Okay, so we're now one night removed from SummerSlam. And of course, the main event for this evening was the coronation of Randy Orton as the new WWE/corporate champion. Before we get to that, John Cena begins the night, shows the giant softball he's got in his arm, mentions he's out for the next 4 to 6 months. So I guess that means either he'll return shortly before the Royal Rumble, he'll be surprise entrance, or he and Sheamus will both be surprise entrance in the Royal Rumble next year. And then he brings up Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan barely gets a word out before Stephanie comes down and more or less kind of does the same song and dance. What he did was great for business. You're not quite the face of the E. You don't have the look to be the face of the E. We'll go from that straight into the main event of it. So they escort Daniel Bryan out of the building of security. At the end of the evening, Daniel Bryan makes his way back, gets attacked by the Shield, tries to get into the ring, gets attacked by Randy Orton. So it does appear that the massive Triple H, Vince, Stephanie, Randy Orton, and Shield group are going against Daniel Bryan. So think Omega face push. This is a huge storyline for Daniel Bryan. And apparently lots of people made less than amazing comments when it came to what Triple H did last night at SummerSlam, which led to Dolph Ziggler taking on the Shield, all 3 members. Put on a solid match, took a ridiculously sick spear, and got pinned. Later on, the Big Show, when asked if he would team with Mark Henry to take on the Shield, he said yes, but he had to take on the Shield 3-on-1, to which he lost. Del Rio had a match against Sin Cara when Sin Cara got a hand injury, which then led to Ricardo Rodriguez coming down and talking about the new guy that he's backing. Not Rey Mysterio, but Rob Van Dam. And apparently the black eye and the ear and all the facial distortion that happened to Del Rio before his match with Christian came at the hands of Drew McIntyre. They had an actual fight. Drew McIntyre had a little bit of bruising on his face, like it blended in well with his beard. But it looks like Drew beat the living daylights out of Del Rio in a legit fight. 3MB had a match against the Usos. So you can pretty much tell that they lost that match. The Real Americans had a tag match against the brand new invigorated primetime players. Darren Young hit his gut check. Really nice move where it's a fireman's carry into like a double knee to the stomach. Sick looking move. Great move. He almost never gets to hit it. He'll probably hit it a lot more now. So they got a victory over Real Americans. Okay? Alright. For the most part, a pretty decent night. The Funkadactyls took on the team of Layla and AJ and got an out-of-nowhere roll-up. Okay, Funkadactyls beat AJ and Layla. Alright. Not bad. Decent match, no real botches. Cody Rhodes took on Damian Sandow again and got a good roll-up for a victory. Okay. Paul Heyman came out and said that he will accept CM Punk's apology and that he will forgive him for everything that he's done and welcome him back into the Heyman fold. CM Punk later came out and was like, no, I'm sorry that I didn't rip your arm off and take it home. Sorry I didn't knock you unconscious. Which then led to a straight up brawl between CM Punk and Curtis Axel. Great match. Great little, well, I can't call it a match, there's no ref, just great solid brawl. They did a super bizarre product placement, where in the back Zack Ryder and Justin Gabriel were holding a pair of shoes to do a Foot Locker segment. And then Fandango came out with a Foot Locker segment and talked about, could I dance in these shoes? It was still better than seeing Jerry the King Lawler fresh off a heart attack, shilling Sonic fried foods. The Miz took on Wade Barrett, because The Miz has a huge feud with Wade Barrett. Miz wins the match by DQ after Fandango comes down. And fresh off his victory last night, Bray Wyatt coming out to Mark Crozer and the Rells, Broken Out in Love, took on R-Truth. It's the second time that they've run across Truth. Good match. I like the chaotic style that he's got. It's really bizarre. He hits his nice big splash in the corner. He did his bit of the dancing shtick that he does before he hits the waltzing Matilda or loving Matilda, whatever he calls his finisher. Gets the 3 count. Nice. It worked well. I'm glad they didn't bring up what happened to Kane. I think that keeping that somewhat separate is pretty good. So rolling into Night of Champions, it seems like the E is actually on a pretty good upswing. Sure, you've got Sheamus out, you've got Cena out. Sheamus alone frees up like anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes of TV time. And with John Cena being out as well, this is a tremendous time to really start building some new talent.